Hey everybody, Jim here. Let's talk about your final project. A couple questions I've had on it, and rightly so. We should talk about them. Let me get rid of that. So, one of the questions: do we have to post a TK20? Now, I'm also teaching the tems314 class, and in that class, we were told not to do TK20. I have not been told that for this class, so I'm going to assume that you go through the directions and upload a TK20 as well. Um, and if you didn't need to do it, then no harm, no foul. You're just posting it there. Not a big deal. If you click on that link, it gives you all the directions for that. Final project, your lesson plan goes in here. And I know that in the directions, um, again, these were taken from um, kind of a combination of instructors here. The part where it says it has to be multi-day doesn't necessarily have to be multi-day, but you do need to have multiple forms of communication or multiple forms of technology. So again, just saying that it's a technology infused lesson plan because you um, put something under a document camera, that doesn't really make it technology infused. So do what you can to try to get the technology in there that's going to be useful. One of the things they talk about is don't just stick it in there for technology's sake, and we've been talking about that through the whole class. So do something that's going to be beneficial. Perhaps it's something that's going to help one of your special needs students, or it's going to help different types of intelligences, different things you could do with that. Think about all the things we've been doing as far as one-to-one communication, all kinds of things we've talked about. So do that. Make sure you get down your um, excuse me, your standards that we're doing here. Um, Make sure you use the standards that you are in your own class, plus the ISTE standards. I mean, I know this is probably the only time you're ever going to use an ISTE standard unless you're teaching a STEAM class. But that's a requirement of the class. So make sure you have something like that. Here's the rubric for it. And again, I'm not going to be real picky on it being multi-day. If you can get it into one day and you get some good stuff, that's great. But try to follow the rest of the stuff here. It says it should be more than one class period. Don't worry too much about that. And I do need to know kind of how long is this going to take you, things like that. Um, Give me some examples of what you're going to, what you would do. That does not mean you have to build every single technology thing. Like if you're going to use a Kahoot, maybe you can find one that's already made. If you're going to use Quizlet, maybe you can find one that's already made, so on and so on. One of the best things that we can remember as teachers is to not reinvent the wheel every time we do something. Borrow, borrow, borrow. If you can't borrow it, steal it. So that part, I think, is kind of got some self-explanatory parts there. Let me go back to the syllabus, go back down to that one spot. So that takes care of those two parts of the final project. This part here, this is where you're going to talk about or you're going to be looking at, did you use technology or did you infuse technology? That's really what this is all about. Using technology is just having it there for the sake of technology. Like, let's say instead of writing it on the chalkboard or on the whiteboard, you put it up on a screen. Well, that's not really infusing it. That's just a substitute. So that's all these two columns are talking about. Did you just use it, or are you really integrating it and making it more beneficial because of it being technology? Um, and then tell me a little bit about your lesson plan. I'm not really sure why they want to know this, but they want to know, why'd you use that lesson plan? What is it about it that you like, and why? Kind of a reflection piece. Let's think of it that way. Okay, think of it as a reflection piece. So these should answer most of the questions that I've seen so far about this. Um, Again, Sunday we're looking at as a due date. If you've got problems with the Sunday due date, let me know. Right, we're being extremely flexible this time of year during this whole COVID thing. So let me know if you need different time constraints, if you have some more questions, anything else that you need, just let me know. Otherwise, I will see your things coming in on